Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. This is the audio from the weekly lesson called Exploring the Cultural Underpinnings of British Food Celebrations. And this is for study until the 14th of April. Exploring the cultural underpinnings of British food celebrations. The perception that British people do not celebrate food as vibrantly as other cultures can be intriguing, particularly when examined through historical and cultural lenses. This observation becomes even more fascinating when considering the Puritan influence on British culture, which emphasized simplicity and austerity, a theme that extends to the realm of food. This essay aims to explore the multifaceted reasons behind the understated celebration of food in Britain, including historical, social, economic factors, and particularly the impact of Puritan values. Historically, Britain's insular geography and colonial endeavours shaped its culinary landscape, bringing diverse ingredients from around the globe. However, the focus remained on sustenance rather than culinary enjoyment. The introduction of Puritan values during the 17th century further reinforced a culture of simplicity and modesty in all aspects of life, including food. Meals were meant to nourish rather than to be celebrated, with extravagance in flavours and presentation often discouraged. This ethos contributed to a culinary culture that values functionality over festivity, contrasting with the rich culinary traditions of countries like France and Italy, where food is central to social and cultural celebrations. The Industrial Revolution marked a significant shift in British society, with rapid urbanisation and the rise of a working-class culture that emphasised efficiency. The Puritan ethic of simplicity adapted well to this new world, where meals became even more utilitarian, reflecting the needs of an industrialised society. This period fostered a preference for straightforward, hearty meals, often lacking in the vibrancy and diversity found in other culinary traditions. Social structures in Britain have also played a role in shaping the country's food culture. The class system, with its roots deep in British history, meant that elaborate food celebrations were often the purview of the upper classes, while the working classes subsisted on simpler fare. The influence of Puritanism, with its emphasis on modesty and restraint, permeated across social strata, further embedding a sense of simplicity in the national approach to food. Economically, the post-World War II era of rationing entrenched a culture of frugality and resourcefulness in food, with limited scope for celebration. The legacy of Puritanism, combined with the practical realities of rationing, reinforced a culinary conservatism that persisted even as the economic situation improved. However, the contemporary British food scene is experiencing a renaissance, challenging the notion that Britons do not celebrate food. The emergence of food festivals, a burgeoning interest in regional and artisanal produce, and the popularity of cooking shows are signs of a changing attitude towards food. This shift reflects a balance between the traditional Puritan value of simplicity and a growing appreciation for culinary diversity and quality. In conclusion, the subdued celebration of food in British culture is deeply rooted in historical, social, and economic contexts, heavily influenced by Puritan values of simplicity and modesty. While these factors have shaped a unique culinary identity, it's important to recognize the evolving nature of British food culture. The modern British culinary scene is gradually embracing a more vibrant celebration of food, blending its traditional values with a newfound enthusiasm for diversity, quality, and sustainability. This evolution reflects a broader cultural shift that honors the past while looking forward to a more inclusive and celebratory culinary future. The end. Yeah, I think part of the problem with us, British people, is we don't taste. What I've discovered in my travels through the Arab world, Spain, and other places is that taste is associated with memory. Memories of good times, of parties, of your parents cooking. If you don't have that, then you don't really have taste. It's a little bit like color, you know. I think scientists are now saying that color is in us, not in the flower. You know, it's what we expect from it. And it's the same with taste. So while you're, talking about Mama's delicious cooking, I don't remember any particular taste of my parents' cooking. I remember having this conversation with an Arab once about not having the same tastes. And the person said, Are you brain damaged? I said, No, my brain's fine. It's just we don't celebrate food in that way. It's not something we make a big issue of. Yeah, I don't have any particular memories of my parents' cooking. I mean, I'm sure it was delicious, but it's not something that I would bring to mind or think about. But I do know for some of you listening, you'd find that strange. So no, we don't celebrate food, and that's why we can eat pizza with pineapple, or we can go to the local supermarket and just lift something, because food for us is functional, and many of us eat alone as well. So that's another reason why we don't celebrate it. There's nothing to celebrate. By the way, speaking of food, I just made something really delicious. I want to tell you about it. It's called. Let me just see. I've got it here on my Kindle. It's a delicious thing, really. It's called roasted sweet potatoes and fresh figs. You can find the recipe easily online. Excuse me. I believe the recipe came from. I don't honestly know if it came from Gaza or Israel, but it's from around there somewhere. But it's absolutely delicious. You definitely have to Google this. Roasted sweet potatoes and fresh figs. It doesn't sound like those things would go together, but they actually do. So delicious, really. I can really recommend that if you're looking for something nice. All right. Well, good luck with the essay. These things are gradually getting harder, and it's deliberate because I want to see you all getting up to that C1 level. All right, take care. I hope you've enjoyed this. Bye.